gas meter. Wow, 1920s Craftsman. Oh my God, I love it. Guys, welcome back to another episode of Can You Flip It? So I'm in Long Beach. I'm in 90804 zip code. This really charming Craftsman home, 1920s. And I want to tell you a little bit about what I would do. I'm actually quite surprised because I didn't expect it to look as good as it does. It has some great bones to this house. You're probably looking at the B-roll and saying, what is she talking about? But just stay with me here, listen to me. So here's some of the things that I would do to this property. It's taxed as a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, but it's listed as a 2-bedroom. And then as I just walked through it, it is a 2-bedroom. So it looks like what they did was, it is a Craftsman. So the area that looks like it used to be the dining room, it still has the cabinet space for dishes and things like that. They turned the dining room into a bedroom. They created a closet, and then they have the same back bedroom that they probably always have. So now they don't have a dining space. So this will be probably the only dining space here where I'm standing. And it's now a 2-bedroom instead of a 1-bedroom. It's really small. It's 744 square feet. It doesn't feel like that though. And then the lot size is about 2,200 square feet. And they have it priced at $585,000. Now the average in this area is $774,000. I took you to this area last time when we looked at the property in between the 2 apartments. I'll call it the up property. So you should remember that this area is mostly renters. If you are purchasing this to flip, keep that in mind. I would definitely update this to bring back its 1920s charm. So you probably will have to take a look at some of the wood on the outside of the structure and replace that so that it looks fresh. Paint the outside. And then on the inside, we want to get, it looks like it has the original wood floors in a lot of areas. I see some newer floors in the front, but for the most part, I saw the original floors throughout. Let's see if we can restore those and refinish them and bring them back to their rich, warm color. And then we want to get some brighter colors in the kitchen. They've updated it looks like, with the subway tile, but we want to see something brighter, more art deco, colorful, a lot of metallic, copper, gold, or brass fixtures. I think those will be some really good touches, but you got to keep it simple because like I said, this area, the average income is about $75,000 a year. So you definitely don't want to overdo it. The highest comp sold for $875 in this area. So let's run through our numbers and see if we can still stay under that highest comp. If we're going to offer $585,000, our monthly mortgage payment would be around $3,900 a month. There's not much grass here walking around. There's a lot of concrete in the back, and it's just such a small space on the sides of grass. I would probably say that would be about $100, maybe $200, but $100 a month. The utilities on average in this area are about $360 a month for a house this size. It's quite small. Now, I would definitely do the roof over. I couldn't really get a good look at the roof, but it does look like the shingles are quite thin and a little old. Now, I would have to look at the restoration requirements for this area. I do see some newer windows throughout, but I probably would want to take a look at those and replace out some of the older windows. But I do see that they have done some window replacement. So we might be good there, but just in case, I would want to restore or replace a lot of the windows. What I would do with the kitchen, I would definitely knock out this wall behind me with the cabinets, open it up and give it more of an open concept feeling so that it flows easier. And then towards the hallway, I probably would try to bring out that door by the bathroom so that when you're walking into this space, you don't just see boom, the bathroom. So I would figure out something with that. And then over in the breakfast nook over there, there's this kind of funky looking arch. I probably would open that up wider and make it more cohesive with the ceiling and the walls, or I would just get rid of it altogether. Obviously, I would do the bathroom over, and then I would do an AC. So if you're going to be renting in California, they changed some laws. You can either do mini splits, but you have to provide AC if you're going to be renting out your property to tenants. So with all that being said, with our purchase price at around $585,000, our repair budget would be $114,000. Our holdover cost would be $18,000. Our selling and closing costs would be around $39,000. That puts our break even at $700 $356,000. You know we like to profit 10%, so that would be about $58,500, which means our ARV would have to be $814,500 in order for us to see a profit. Which, if you remember, I said the average over here was $774,000 for a house of this size, but the highest comp for a house of this size sold for $875,000. So our ARV falls below that, so we are good to go with this one. I do think that you can flip it and still see a great profit and turn this into a really beautiful property that you could turn around and sell for maximum profit. Like I said before, this area is 90804 is majority renters. So if you're going to be renting out something like this, it is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, which the rentals on average on a 2-bedroom house in this area is about $2,000. I think because it is a stylish property, it's a Craftsman, and there are a lot of historic home buffs like me, and they love Craftsman, bungalows, Spanish, Monterey, Revival. And when they see that, sometimes they might be willing to pay a little bit more for the rent, especially in an area like this that's really cute and quiet and you're next to a lot of shops. So $2,000 is on average, but I personally think you probably could swing about $2,500 out of this, but that's just my opinion. And then, you know, if you're trying to squeeze a little bit more bang for your buck, or if you happen to purchase this property after it's flipped and you're gonna hold on to it for long term, I probably would turn that garage into an ADU. So that's gonna cost you about $100,000. But if you end up purchasing this property after you flip it and you wanna keep it and hang on to it, definitely put that ADU into the garage and turn it into a beautiful 1-bedroom or a studio apartment, and you probably could get around $1,500 to $1,800 a month for it. That's my take on this property. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what areas you want to see next. If not, I'm just gonna keep showing you Long Beach because that's where I am. All right, thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.